Hi Gemini, welcome to your mid-October 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. So, I'm recording this a few days before the full moon in Aries, and this is going to fall in your 11th house of hopes and wishes. And this is also the house of friendships and group associations. And, oh no, am I right about this? Yeah. I was just for a second, I was like, wow. And so this can, if you've been having some kind of a situation with a friend that has been kind of not feeling so good, maybe you've been kind of questioning their behavior recently, this could bring things to a head where, you know, it's almost like everything comes out in the open, because the full moon can bring things to a certain climax, emotional intensity, can reveal things, like reveal secrets. But this could also be a situation where, and so you might even end a friendship because of it, because you might realize it's like you see them in a new light or in the true light. Maybe they've been kind of been, I was going to say, like two-faced. Or this could even bring one of your dreams to fruition. You know, it could be like a really happy time as well. So let's see what the cards say. The first card I get, the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Okay. So I think we know which direction this is going in. Getting a divorce from an Aries. This also has like divorce vibes to it too. Okay. Because I have the Judgment card, and the King of Swords can be like a judge type of a figure. Okay, so the Nine of Cups, as I said, it's wish fulfillment. So with that full moon in the 11th house, yeah, that's pretty good for that. And if you happen to watch this after the 13th of, why was I going to say April, of October, the full moon will have already come and gone, so you can see if anything happened. But in any case, this can be a situation where you have wanted something to occur and now it has, you know, and you're feeling really good, you know, you feel like blessed, lucky. And from what I understand, even though, you know, cups are connected to your feelings, your emotions, I have read that this can even be like financially lucrative too. So it could be something along those lines. In the past position, we have the Judgment card. So, you know, because I got the Judgment card and the Six of Swords, which is kind of moving away, and I got the King of Swords, which could be a judge, I was thinking about something related to maybe like you finally get your divorce papers and you're like, okay, finally I'm free, and that was your wish. Or even like some kind of lawsuit that you win. The Judgment comes in. However, another possible interpretation is you reap what you sow, but that doesn't have to be ominous. It can be great. If you're living on the right side, you're going to, you do right, you do good, you get good, you know, that kind of thing. And also, if somebody else is doing things that are not good, that they have to accept the consequences of their actions. So maybe you were tolerating a very negative situation and you came out on top. So even in the workplace, getting some kind of a situation in your favor. Now, the higher message is the Six of Swords, so it's suggesting that even if you have something come in your favor, you may still want to leave. So, I just did a reading for Scorpio, and I got something not really exactly like this, but kind of like talking about this issue of like if it's a workplace arbitration or something where there's some kind of problems in the workplace, even if you win the case, you may not feel good about being around there if it's negative energy, because people are, if they've been treating you unfairly, it's not really a good fit, you know what I mean? So you might still want to leave. And the Six of Swords is about leaving for, more peaceful kinds of an environment, And that makes a lot of sense to do that, because there's no sense in staying somewhere where there's a lot of animosity, even if you are being treated unfairly. And even if you win the case and they side with you and they say, yeah, you got the short end of the stick, you're being targeted or whatever, you may still decide that, I'm not so sure that this is a good place for me, a good fit for me. Or, the other thing too is, if you're getting divorced, you might decide that you want to start anew somewhere, that that there's too many bad memories. Or even if you're like, let's say the person that you're getting away from is a narcissist, they may still try to contact you even if you get divorced or what have you. So you might decide, I need to really separate myself from this and go far away. But this may simply be that if you've had some kind of if you've gotten money for some reason, or whatever, winning the lottery, let's say, you may decide that you're going to use this money to be, to travel or do something and relocate. What crosses you is the Emperor. And this is kind of what I was alluding to, if this is like a narcissistic type of person. This person, like if you get divorced and you think, okay, now I'm free of this person. No, you have to really make an effort, because they may try to still control you regardless, especially if you have children with this person. They may use that fact to kind of still try to control your movements or influence your life. So the Emperor is a character who is very authoritarian. And this is like for a Gemini person, this isn't going to work, because you're very flexible, which means that you are cooperative with others. But you don't want it to be a one-way street where you have to cooperate and they can kind of take advantage. I think, in my readings of comments and maybe even dealing with certain people, I think that sometimes the mutable signs can really get involved with these narcissists, because we are so willing to adapt to their, to other people's wishes. And so it's very important that even if you're a very flexible person, that you don't adapt to unreasonable things. And I'm saying this for future reference, not, because you can't change the past. So this person may be a police officer or military individual as their profession. And because of that, and not to, put down either of those professions, but they tend to have a very rigid mentality where it's black and white, this is right and this is wrong. And they don't allow for a lot of gray. And they kind of have they can be very domineering sometimes because of this. If they're like, in the military and they're used to being a drill sergeant or something, but also there's also like this could be like an Aries person, because it's connected to that sign. Now, I have always said that I can connect the Emperor to not Gemini, Capricorn. And so I don't know if other people, if there's any Geminis that are dealing with a wayward Capricorn person in their life, but in any case, whoever this person is, this could be a facet of yourself where you are abdicating control. And this is why you have to change your tactics. And so when I do readings, I'm always about self-empowerment versus what somebody else has done or is doing. Because as we know, we can't change other people. And it would be nice to think that we could, but we can't. So we have to see how we can adapt and how we are coming to relationships, like with what attitude and what behaviors. And can we change these things? Maybe we need to. What's coming in is the King of Swords. And so again, this could be like a judgment, a judgment, and this is like the final pronouncement of some legal matter. This can also be that you are really being very dispassionate. You already are to a large extent, Gemini, being a swords person, being an air sign that's connected to swords, and you have a tendency to have detachment. However, this could take it to the next level where you realize that you cannot afford to allow anything to sway you, because maybe this person is still trying to manipulate you in some way, get you to soften, to break you down. If this is like a workplace situation, I didn't say this. The Emperor could be the boss from hell. And again, going back to that Six of Swords, maybe you're like, I won the law, I won the arbitration, I did this, and I am going to get the raise. And then you're faced with this poisonous work environment, and you realize, you may say, well, I'm not quitting because I can't do that financially, but you're going to be completely detached. You're not going to give these people any kind of thought. You're not going to let them live in your head, and you're just going to just go about the motions. Go through the motions. Because then the outcome is the Ten of Wands, and this could be like working hard, working overtime, perhaps because you're going to save money so you can leave, or you're just going to bury yourself in work. Maybe you're in some cases, if you have fought to get a promotion, you might go, oh wow, now I have a lot more responsibilities. And it might say to you, you might like say, gosh, if I would have known this, I wouldn't have fought for it, because it's, I feel quite overwhelmed by this. But who knows, maybe this is just a temporary situation where you're just going to work for a certain amount of time so that you can have the money to leave, or you're going to you're just going to make it look good, in other words, where you're just going to do a good job and carry out your responsibilities. The thing you have to worry about with the Ten of Wands is that you're not pushing yourself too hard. That's the only thing. But there is a success connected to the Ten of Wands. You know, Wands are career matters. I mean, it can be. And the number 10 is the number of, I guess I would say, attainment, where it's the end of the cycle, so it's the highest degree of something. So perhaps you've attained something professionally, but there's, you know, for whom much is given, much is expected, that type of thing. So in any case, Gemini, I hope that this resonated with you. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.